What if I told you that some religious organization holds more assets than Apple, Google, and Microsoft? What if I told you that some churches own billions of dollars in land, investments, universities, hospitals, media networks, and even entire financial empires? Today, we're counting down the top 10 richest churches in the world. From ancient religious institutions that have accumulated wealth over centuries to modern churches with massive investment portfolios, this list may surprise you. Welcome back to your favorite channel. If you're new here, we explore the most fascinating stories in the Christian world. Do well to hit that subscribe button and the bell icon so you never miss the next video. Now, whether you're a lifelong Christian, someone exploring faith, or just genuinely curious about how religion and money intersect, this video is for you. We'll be looking at assets, real estate, investment funds, art, land, everything that makes these institutions some of the most financially powerful organizations on the entire planet. And now, let's start the countdown, beginning with number 10. Trinity Church, New York City. Coming in at number 10 is a church that sits in one of the most expensive places on earth, the Trinity Church in Lower Manhattan, New York City, with assets estimated at over $6 billion. Founded all the way back in 1697, Trinity Church is considered the wealthiest individual parish in the entire United States. And the reason is simple: location. This church owns an enormous portfolio of Manhattan real estate, including commercial and residential properties, generating tens of millions of dollars in rental income every single year. To give you an idea of how extraordinary this is, Trinity Church sits just steps away from the New York Stock Exchange. It's not just a house of worship, it's one of the biggest landlords in New York City. And yes, it's still an active Episcopal church with a congregation, weekly services, and active community outreach programs. At number 9, we have one of the most historically significant churches in the world, the Church of England. Founded in 1534, when King Henry VIII broke away from the Roman Catholic Church, the Church of England has had centuries to accumulate wealth, and accumulate it has. Its assets include thousands of historic church buildings, vast land holdings across England and Wales, and a well-managed investment fund. Their commissioners, the financial arm of the church, manage a diversified portfolio that includes stocks, real estate, and infrastructure investments. The Church of England is also the established Church of the United Kingdom, meaning it has deep ties to the British government and the monarchy. The Archbishop of Canterbury, the church's spiritual leader, sits in the House of Lords. Beyond wealth, its influence spans the globe. The Anglican Communion is a family of churches with over 85 million members in more than 165 countries.
All desires known.
The Church of Sweden. Number 8 in this list brings us to Scandinavia, the Church of Sweden. Now this one surprises a lot of people. Sweden is one of the most secular countries in the world. Fewer than 20% of Swedes regularly attend church, yet the Church of Sweden is extraordinarily wealthy, with assets estimated at more than $10 billion. Why? Because for centuries it was the official state church of Sweden, which meant it accumulated massive land grants, properties, and endowments from the Swedish government and nobility over hundreds of years. Although it officially separated from the Swedish state in the year 2000, it kept all those assets, including vast land holdings and some of the most historically significant church properties in all of Northern Europe. This is a powerful reminder that church wealth isn't always about tithing and offerings. Sometimes it's about centuries of history. The Russian Orthodox Church. At number 7 is the Russian Orthodox Church, one of the most politically powerful and financially influential churches in the world today, with assets estimated at $10 to $15 billion. The Russian Orthodox Church is deeply intertwined with the Russian government and has significant assets including hundreds of monasteries, cathedrals, schools, and media properties, some of the most stunning religious architecture you'll ever see. After the fall of the Soviet Union in 1991, the Russian government returned thousands of properties that had been seized during the communist era, dramatically expanding the church's wealth almost overnight. The leader, Patriarch Kirill, is one of the most influential religious figures on the world stage, and the church continues to grow its financial power through real estate, media, and political influence. Believe it or question it, the Russian Orthodox Church is undeniably one of the richest and most powerful religious institutions on earth. The Seventh-day Adventist Church. Coming in at number 6 is a church that many people may not immediately think of as ultra-wealthy, the Seventh-day Adventist Church, with assets estimated at $15 to $20 billion. But here's what makes this denomination remarkable. It operates one of the largest Protestant healthcare and education networks in the entire world. We're talking of hundreds of hospitals and clinics, over 100 universities and colleges, thousands of schools, publishing houses, and even food manufacturing companies, all owned and operated by this one denomination. Their flagship institution, Loma Linda University Medical Center in California, is globally recognized as one of the best medical centers in the world. Their income comes from healthcare services, tuition fees, publications, global tithes, and offerings. It all adds up to make the Seventh-day Adventist Church one of the most financially solid and globally respected denominations on earth. Church of Scientology. At number 5 is one of the most controversial entries on this list, the Church of Scientology. Founded in 1954 by science fiction writer L. Ron Hubbard, Scientology has accumulated significant wealth through course fees charged to members, donations, book sales, and an extensive global real estate portfolio. The church owns hundreds of properties around the world, including lavish buildings in Clearwater, Florida, London, and many other major cities. What makes Scientology's wealth particularly notable is that much of it is generated through its members paying for religious services and training programs, a model very different from most traditional churches. Regardless of your views on Scientology, its financial portfolio places it firmly among the world's wealthiest religious organizations. The Catholic Church in Germany. At number 4, we zoom in on one specific national branch of the Catholic Church that is extraordinary in its own right, the Catholic Church in Germany, estimated between $25 to $35 billion. What makes the German Catholic Church so uniquely wealthy? One word: Kirchensteuer, the church tax. In Germany, if you are registered as a Catholic or Protestant, the state automatically collects a church tax, typically 8 to 9% of your income tax, and transfers it directly to your church. This is legally enforced by the German government. The result? The Catholic Church in Germany collects billions of euros every single year, making the German branch of the Catholic Church one of the wealthiest national church organizations in the world, with total assets estimated at over $25 billion. Combined with centuries of land and property ownership, the German Catholic Church is an economic powerhouse, even as church membership in Germany continues to decline. The Holy See/the Vatican. At number 3, the Holy See, better known as the Vatican. The Vatican is the world's smallest country, just 44 hectares inside Rome. But what it lacks in size, it more than makes up for in wealth and influence. The Vatican's known liquid assets are estimated at between $10 to $15 billion. That includes real estate across Rome and Italy, gold reserves, and financial investments. But that doesn't even begin to capture the Vatican's true value. Inside Vatican City are some of the most priceless artistic masterpieces in human history. Michelangelo's Sistine Chapel ceiling, Raphael's School of Athens, sculptures by Bernini, art that simply cannot be assigned a dollar value. The Vatican also owns hundreds of properties across Rome and Europe and serves as the headquarters for a church of over 1.3 billion Catholics worldwide. Its true influence, spiritual, cultural, diplomatic, is beyond any financial calculation. So why is it number 3 and not number 1? Because two organizations have financial assets that by the numbers surpass even the Vatican. Now let's see them. The Roman Catholic Church Global. Coming in at number 2 is the Global Roman Catholic Church. And when we zoom out from just the Vatican to look at the entire worldwide Catholic institution, the scale of wealth is truly staggering, estimated at around $2 trillion. The Catholic Church is the wealthiest church on earth, but because these assets are spread across thousands of separate organizations worldwide, calculating an exact figure is nearly impossible. The Catholic Church is the largest private landowner on earth. It operates over 140,000 schools, more than 5,000 hospitals, tens of thousands of charitable organizations, and thousands of universities worldwide. When you combine the Vatican's central assets with the holdings of all dioceses, archdioceses, religious orders, schools, hospitals, and property holdings across every single country, estimates of the Catholic Church's total global wealth range from $1 trillion to as high as $2 trillion. Much of this wealth is in non-liquid assets, historic buildings, land, and priceless artworks, and a significant portion goes directly into running those hospitals, schools, and charities that serve millions of people around the world every day. By population alone, 1.3 billion Catholics worldwide, the Catholic Church is the single largest Christian denomination on earth, and its financial footprint matches that reach. The Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. And here we are, number 1. The single wealthiest religious organization on earth, not by total assets, but by measurable financial assets. The Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, also known as the LDS Church or the Mormon Church. Now, this might surprise you. This is not the largest church in the world by members. The Catholic Church dwarfs it in membership. But when it comes to cold, hard, trackable financial assets, none comes close. Independent financial analysts who track the LDS Church estimate its total wealth at approximately $293 billion, and some projections suggest it could reach $1 trillion by the 2040s. The centerpiece of this wealth is Ensign Peak Advisors, the church's investment arm based in Salt Lake City. This investment fund manages a portfolio of stocks, mutual funds, bonds, and private equity. The fund's disclosed U.S. stock holdings alone were valued at over $50 billion. Beyond investments, the LDS Church owns nearly 2.3 million acres of farmland in the United States alone, making it one of the largest private landowners in the country. It also owns commercial real estate, retail properties, insurance companies, and is affiliated with Brigham Young University. How does this wealth accumulate so fast? The answer is tithing. Members of the LDS Church are expected to give 10% of their income to the church. With over 17 million members worldwide, that's a consistent, massive, and growing river of wealth. It's worth noting that the LDS Church uses its wealth for humanitarian aid, disaster relief, education, and infrastructure for its global membership. such as in 2021 alone, it reported $906 million in humanitarian expenditures. So there you have it, the top 10 richest churches in the world. Some built their wealth through centuries of history, others through modern investments, real estate, education, healthcare, and global donations. Supporters argue that these resources help fund charities, hospitals, schools, disaster relief, and missionary work. Critics question whether such immense wealth aligns with the spiritual mission of the church. What do you think? Should churches hold billions in assets, or should more of that wealth be distributed directly to the poor? Let us know in the comments. And if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications for more fascinating facts from around the world. See you in the next video.